Welcome to another episode of the Bastard Sermon. I'm one of your three hosts, Cody Hucker.
Luke Young.
Cody Hucker.
That's Cody Hucker over there also.
That was confusing.
This week we don't have a guest. So dude couldn't come through, and that's our fault because we didn't book the date for sure. I just thought it was booked, and I left it in the calendar. But happy surprise, he's not able to make it, and we get to do a Just the Boys episode, which we haven't done in
It's
ever.
been a grip.
It's been a goddamn grip, boys.
It's been a grip and a quarter.
Luke got a PS5. Let's start with that.
I did. I schemed on it. I lost a wireless earbud at work, and I was really upset about it.
That seems like a you thing to be really upset about.
Well, because, like, you have one, you don't have the other. Like, you need the match, right? I don't know. Maybe it's my stupid brain, but it was just infuriating that I only had one and not two. You know what I mean? Every time I pop that case open, it's just one. You know, it's infuriating.
I always only can ever use one, even when I'm, like, on here.
I can only use one at work, but it's knowing that I only have one.
Right, I feel like I would just leave one at home and, like, have the other one. Then if I lost it, I'd be like, I got one. See, like, I feel like I would just be, like, double. Instead of I missing one, I'd be like, I got...
One time I lost one of my earbuds at work, and it was at GameWorks that I worked at the time.
Oh, no.
And it was when my phone...
And it was someone sketty.
It's one of those wireless ones. No, dude, it was fucking... It's worse. There was a drain trap that used to be... There was mice that would come out of there and roaches and all kinds of shit. And this little trap never got cleaned out ever. Everything would just get swept in there, grease
Y'all
and
just
shit.
kept the enemy spawn in the kitchen?
Yeah, dude, we couldn't find... Well, we'd murk them every time that they came through.
Just for
one
the
time,
funsies?
It made them feel like they were playing that old Ninja Turtles game. Like, they were just watching the mouse come out and, like, fuck it up like the little mouser things.
I swear to God, one time a mouse ran across the game room floor because it was an open air kitchen. We could see a mouse run across, but it was a holiday, right? And, the Guatemalan dudes would get fucking hammered, and I was cool with them, so they would get me hammered in the walk-in. So we're fucking almost blackout drunk, like just, you know, operating boiling grease and pizza ovens and all.
As cooks do.
Sharp knives and shit. And we're fucked up, and we see a mouse come out, and we just got stoked, and we all grabbed brooms, and we ran through the open game floor with customers on the game floor, like trying to fucking Tom and Jerry style kill this mouse. And then Tom had to sit our drunk asses down and be like, why do I have to explain to my cooks why it's not a good idea to run dramatically through our open air kitchen and open air? It's inside of a mall in Newport.
Hold on, Tom.
SWAT at fucking...
Hold on, Tom. How do you not get We're Killing Jerry?
GameWorks.
I feel like if anyone would get it, it'd be... I don't...
They closed why?
They
closed. Why did they close?
They went bankrupt after COVID, and then
that's why
they didn't tell any of their employees. I quit before this happened.
They kept it silent on them
until the day before. If they don't do that, then people just steal everything. Like, people just steal fucking everything. I knew a couple people that stole anyways and would get away with it. But if we would have known the business was closing,
what would he have stolen?
Our GM would have been
If you were working there, what would you have stolen?
Everything. Food, skillets, fucking kitchen equipment. That Roboku would have been mine. I would have got that $10,000, 800-pound Hobart in my car somehow. My whole back end of my Nissan Maxima would be squatting the whole... I'd be sweating, and the car would be squatting the entire way.
He's like, I need a whole new rear axle, but I got that Hobart.
Yeah, I got a Hobart that costs more than my car. I'm cool, dude.
Well, I could sell the Hobart now and get half of what I need to fix my car.
Yeah, I have to sell a stolen Hobart for $2,000 on the black fucking market of Hobart mixers. Like, what kind of shady fucking what's the weird cookie? The joke's better when you gotta wait. What's the cookie that they make? The
Crumble.
No, the fucking the fancy cookie. The ones where they make like yellow ones and pink ones and
macarons.
Yeah, macaroon.
Oh.
Like, what kind of shady macaroon business is gonna hit me up for this stolen Hobart mixer that kind of fucks up when you put it in third gear?
Dude, I'm sure there's one in like Liberty Center hidden somewhere that screaming.
It would have been
underground macaroon bar, dude.
We need it.
Well, speakeasy macaroon.
It would have for sure been the one down in OTR. Like,
yeah,
we're getting in touch with our OTR roots and working.
Those fucking idiots had a Hobart mixer in their fucking in their kit. I walked in one time and I was like, "There's one person that comes in a day, and I think it's for today. It's just me. It's just me, and it's 5 p.m. Place is dead empty." And I'm like, "That's a brand new Hobart. That's like $20,000." I'm like, "You made bad business choices." Anyways,
that place bums me the fuck out.
Yeah.
This whole thing was about losing a headphone.
So I lost a headphone.
The point was, I found it in a grease trap, and I was like, fuck, dude. And I had to clean it out with a Q-tip, and then I squashed that fucker back in my ear. And as I put it in my ear, I heard a, and I was like, that isn't good. I pulled it out. There was still fucking like grease, and I was like, cool. Now I have a flesh-eating bacteria next to my brain. Awesome. So I get it. Losing an earbud.
I was devastated. I was upset. So I was like, you know what? After work, I'm making a beeline to Meyer. I'm gonna buy myself another set of Skull Candy wireless earbuds. bro, it's $30 for quality. So,
Dude, you're such a brand whore. It had to be Skull Candy. I know it
Is
had
that why your
to.
mic sounds like that?
hold up, bro. You're gonna talk mess about my Audio Technica?
Yep.
So
He didn't even know the name of his own mic. He had to like look at it.
well, I never look at this thing. I just spit in it once a week. So so I went to Meyer to go get these headphones, and I'm like, they've got them locked down now, like, because you know everybody's robbing Meyer, and so they, like, you need to go find the tech department guy to get the thing to swipe it off. So
And there's no LP department at Meyer anymore after COVID. There's
Yeah,
just
they-
one dude with a diabetes foot that's just waiting to be amputated. He's got it rubber band off so that the fucked up blood doesn't affect the rest of his bloodstream. And he's like, better not steal, eating a KFC bucket.
Yeah.
The whole way over on his rascal scooter, he's telling you how he's about to lose it to the Sugarfoot.
while eating sugar daddies.
He's just eating cotton candy like, oh, I've got the Sugarfoot over here. They about to cut it off.
So I'm not gonna go look for this guy. Like, I'll just wait if he comes, and if he takes too long, then I'll come on like a Saturday when there's when there's someone has to be in the nearby vicinity. You know,
What are you doing?
I'm looking for earbuds. So
He's like, I'm not going to go find the person that's paid to help me. I'm just
Well,
going to
I'm
stand
not-
here politely and stare at the wall until somebody asks me.
well, no, I'm in the tech area, so I'm gonna wait for dude by looking around. Like, you know, I'm gonna go to the video game area. I'm gonna fuck around. I'm not gonna buy nothing.
I thought
but
I
I'm
was the
gonna
one
look.
who's supposed to do all the dumb social shit. I'm just going to stand here and stare until
Dude.
somebody asks me.
I've been in a grocery store with Luke. He doesn't know how to do it. I'm like, run through these people like they're an enemy and a challenge. You see me like a serial killer get through a grocery
You're
store.
in and out.
I
dude.
bet I'm worse than you.
I have no time for people. That's
You
why
know
I go
that
late night grocery
that old
shopping.
TV show where it was like, all right, you have two,
Supermarket Sweep?
that he's like that. He's
That's-
like supermarket sweep.
That is me in there, but it's also there's been more than once where I've seen people look at me like startled because
They
I just
clear
have
the
like
way.
I just have pure hate.
Hey man, have you looked at yourself lately?
Yeah, I get it.
Of course, that's what
I'm
they
saying.
like.
But I'm
Alright.
storming through the aisles with like just
all right, so I'm
just I hate being there so much. Like, there's few things in the world I hate less than going to a grocery store.
Your shaved head makes you so much scarier now. If you didn't look like a fighter before, you look like such a fighter now, dude. I want to see you do that with your new haircut, dude. Yeah.
But yeah, I walk through with like pure like hatred face. Like, I remember when Lily was young, she's like, "Why are you doing that?" I'm like, "What?" She's like, "You make everyone get out of your way." And I'm like, I
thought that was the goal.
purpose.
Isn't that the goal? Look as scary as possible. Plus, the Walmart by my house is
Listen,
basically
honey,
a prison colony,
honey,
an open
I
air
need you to
prison
listen to
colony.
me. I need you to listen to me, baby. I have been an alpha my whole life. I don't know what it is to ask for please and excuse me. Okay, they just should.
No, that's not.
Also, sweetie,
it's
you're
not
talking
my
too much for
alpha.
my taste right now.
It's not my.
Less words.
Oh, we're in the store. Yeah, that's way too many words.
Yeah.
In the store, yeah, don't
Yeah,
talk. Yeah, I don't want it.
I hear you. There's a
I'm
reason
here
you
for my
deliver.
bread and my meats and my seasons and get out.
There's a reason our man gets all of his meals delivered to him. He's not real good with
You're
it.
gonna have to take that tag out of the wig because it's driving me fucking nuts.
Where's the tag in the wig?
You got the tag in the wig?
Where
Look
is
how
that?
fake you are,
It's
brother.
right behind your right ear.
I'd be devastated if I were you. How unprofessional.
Oh, there is a tag in the wig.
Do you
Okay.
think I was fucking lying?
Keep
So-
going through your story though. So you're in there.
All right, so I'm walking.
Being
I'm
socially
about to
awkward as
walk
fuck.
around into the video game aisle, and they've got the display cases now, or like just like it's like a Foot Locker now for like the game consoles and stuff now. So I look
like
down
it's
the
metal
aisle.
now.
No,
With
like
little holes.
it's just you know how it used to be
No,
like an
there's-
entire aisle, like an
No, there's
entire
guys in striped
door
shirts.
section and shit.
I like the idea that it has metal holes because all the greasy nacho fingers of all the guys that touch the PS5s are gonna stink eventually.
Definitely.
So they gotta air that bitch out.
Well, you know, it used to be like giant glass screen doors that
Yeah.
they'd have to slide. Now it's just like a small cabinet, like
I
a
love the
very
idea of
small
a glass
cabinet.
screen.
a gas screen.
He said a glass screen door.
I didn't know
You
either.
knew what I meant.
I went with it, but
You knew what I meant.
he meant
I
a
know, but-
sliding. He meant a sliding glass door.
Yeah, I know. Now I just want to see a glass screen.
That'd be intricate as fuck, right?
Right?
That would be the hardest fucking glass to blow of all time.
Challenge accepted, glass blowers. Let's see them.
Yeah, get it. Let's go.
Hashtag the bastard. No, I'm just kidding. So I look down the game aisle and I actually see in the PlayStation display box it's not empty.
Oh,
There's
you
actually
were
a
in the
box in there.
game aisle. Okay.
I was looking
interesting.
for a new dragon dick to fucking put in my butt. But but yeah. So I seen that there was a PlayStation 5
from Lloyd on that joke.
I was like, wow, dude, there's no fucking way there's an actual PlayStation 5. I made a I walked away from it. I started reaching out to people in hopes that they would convince me to buy it.
Did you think you were having a nerd mirage?
I really was, because even now, even after almost 2 years of it being released,
you were dehydrated from all your car bong rips, so you were just thinking of a Meyer.
I was freshly smoked. I was
Meyer
high as
nerd
shit.
mirage.
He's am I still wearing the gas mask, bro?
It'd be so funny if you got so high and forgot to take it off and walked into
Meyer. Walked into Meyer with the gas. I've walked into work with a half-smoked joint and grinder in my pocket.
Somebody should have done that as the COVID thing. I have to wear a mask. So you walk in with the full gas mask bong on.
I'm sure that happened somewhere.
So all right, so I seen it, and I went on Facebook. I made a status about it. I was like, I seen it, but I'm not gonna buy it. Hoping someone would tell me.
I'll put it this way: I didn't even read all the comments. I went, oh, so Luke just got a PS5.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw the post, I was like, hey, he's gonna buy the PS5.
I made the post, and Patrick was the first to comment.
Did you
just
do this
do
in
it.
store?
Just do it.
Were you doing this in store?
Oh, yeah, I was pacing because right where you can where you stand to see the PlayStation 5, in the same spot you can see where I got my joke books, my notebooks and stuff. So I was like, I'm gonna distract myself. I'm gonna go over there instead. Fuck the headphones. I need to not think that there's a PlayStation 5 existing behind me that I can buy right now.
Right.
And without a $300 upcharge online, literally anywhere.
So he passive aggressively paced around the electronic section until somebody saw him and came to ask if he needed help.
I made the
make
Facebook
sure he wasn't
post.
Stealing.
I made the Facebook post. Patrick was telling me to get it. Zerland was telling me to get it. I'm rationing it out to myself. All right, everything's paid. You know what I mean? And then I see a dude on a scooter. He goes down that aisle, and then he quickly turns around and leaves. And I'm like, oh, he's telling someone it's over. It's a wrap. And I was like, it doesn't even matter. But then I really started to think about the comment I put in that status was bills are paid, dog is taken care of, podcast is lit, dick is long. It's time to get the PlayStation. So I got it. And
ooh, somebody got 12 likes on a comment. And
I
had
did.
To bring it to a podcast.
I did. It got more likes than the status did.
I know, I'm clever. I've been there before.
And so
Act like you've been there before. What are you doing?
And so
Literally, Cody's been there before. Every status he's ever put up that has 12 likes or more has been on this podcast.
I've been bested.
But I when I decided to pull the trigger, I went to go find someone, and as I started to step away, the nerd guy that takes care of the electronics started to walk this way with another coworker, and I was like, I need to get this now, and he was like, do you want to buy me one? And I was like, I don't know you. Why are you? This is a weird dialogue right now.
Didn't you just see me passive aggressively prance around this department for 40 minutes? Yeah. I don't know how to have this conversation, sir.
Right. I'm not ready for this. So I got it, and then as I grab it in the receipt, he very seriously looks at me. He just goes, "Don't get robbed."
Oh my God! What?
Yeah, and I was like.
Looks like I'm too high for this advice.
yeah, dude, I really was. I gripped it 2 hands to my left side. I looked like a maniac on the security camera. I'm double fisting it. I'm he said, don't get robbed. It happens whenever someone buys a PlayStation 5 thing.
He just called 4 people. Hey, someone bought one.
You got 30 seconds to get to your car before my buddies show up.
Did you leave Meyer Death Stranding, thinking that you were going to be attacked by oil ghosts?
My head was on a swivel. I threw that piece though in the passenger seat and fucking drove home.
Belted it in.
I didn't even belt it in. I
didn't do the classic belt.
I do that with my beer.
I do that with a $10 12-pack of beer.
When I bought
a $700 PlayStation 5.
When I bought the Xbox One, I think I belted
do that with
that
my child.
I think I belted in my Xbox One.
She's 19, Lloyd.
I joke.
Yeah, but no.
We're on a podcast.
How much did you drop on it? How much money?
If $576.
Jesus.
$576, yeah.
I just saw a hilarious post in Cincinnati Buy Sell Trade, and it was just if you want easy PlayStation 5, I'm selling for cheap. I have as in picture. It was like the most broken English, and it was it's describing what's in the picture, and it's nothing that's in the picture. It was just like PlayStation 5 high definition camera with 2 extra controllers with Spider-Man 5 and FIFA games, and you look at the picture, and it's like there's 1 controller, and it's for a Nintendo Switch with a PS5
And the Spyro the Dragon.
Yeah, no, it was like that. It was fucking Modern Warfare for PS4, and it was a fucking like. It was like Crash Bandicoot CTR Racing. I was like, get the fuck out of my face with this post right now.
Fucking Christ.
Somebody's about to get robbed
Yeah.
on Cincinnati Buy Sell Trade.
No, I'm loving it though.
Did you guys ever read that article about people who were setting up like they were taking like they were finding posts like that, and it was a group of like 6 dudes, and they basically set up like oh yeah, I'll buy this off you, so like to see if people would come and rob them.
Oh, they robbed the robbers?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Ooh, hell yeah.
And it didn't last very long before police got involved.
Oh, you mean if you play felony versus felony, that doesn't go over well with the local police departments?
Especially when you put it on Facebook Live.
Who
Who knew people might watch that and go, hey, that's real illegal.
Yeah, it's like spy versus spy, but felon versus felon.
Yeah, I think it was in like Indianapolis or something. It was somewhere not far from here. But yeah, there's like 6 dudes that were like inviting people who were like gonna rob them, and then just being like, well, there's a bunch of us, and I'm like, you understand that stops mattering as soon as they pull a gun, right?
Yeah.
Like as soon as you
It's over.
oh, there's 6 of us, cool, I have 12 shots, 2 for each of you. Like,
No, I was really hoping. Like he
Cincinnati
really
rob,
was.
steal, cry.
He was legit like stone about it. Like he was all jokey. Like, you want to buy me one, and then he was like, don't get robbed.
I had some dumb bitch over.
Like they're hiding.
I walked over to BP in the middle of the night, and some girl asked me for a cigarette, and I was like, nah, I ain't got one. As I like pulled a fresh pack out and like lit one up in front of her, and I walked across the street. She was like, have fun in that fucking dark ass alley. Have fun in that uncomfortable dark ass alley. And I was like, come try me then, bitch. And she was like, what? And I just kept walking.
he's like, I punked the shit out of that 47-year-old overweight woman.
Hey man, if that dumb bitch wants to fucking
Run her mouth.
say
She can
some
fucking
stupid
run
shit,
it.
you want to get beat up in an alley, dude? This ain't going on Facebook. I'm cool.
It was dope. I got a bundle for Horizon Forbidden Lands. If y'all seen that.
Don't know.
I thought Forbidden West, you dummy.
Forbidden West, that's it, yeah.
Forbidden Lands. You don't even know what games you're
Nah,
playing.
dude. I was saying Horizon Zero Forbidden fucking Square for
You're
a
so
minute.
excited to be getting your dick sucked by a mixed girl and have a PS5 that you don't even know the names of your
Jesus.
games anymore.
What was that warranted for?
How did you add those together?
You didn't have
Hold
to
on,
add
no,
the
no, no.
mixed girl part.
That is an algebra statement. Show your work how you got from what you just what he said to what you said.
He's getting the best head and pussy of his entire life.
That's true,
and
but
it's from a completely different group of people that he's ever got head or pussy from.
What is
and
this
it's
segment right
it's
now?
melting his brain in a way that he can't remember his PS5 games. And now the PS5 is ruining his brain even more.
yes, my black girlfriend is sucking my dick so hard my brain is
You
frying.
need some boring white pussy again, dude.
Oh, wow, no.
Will you ever go back?
Absolutely not.
You must be
I
this dark
found
to
my
ride my
home.
9-inch dick.
I found my home, I think.
Put up a roller coaster sign with like a swatch of skin color. You must be this dark to ride.
Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, no,
I'm
it's
just kidding, Mo. I'm sorry for this joke. Sorry for this joke.
yeah, she's great.
I don't mean this joke.
No, the PlayStation's been great. I
different
got
shades tattooed all the way up his stomach.
it's like a color
Like
swatch.
a pH test.
A color swatch. Just,
like,
A pussy pH test. He dips it into her pussy. And
does
it's
your labia match this? Get off of me, please.
if your pussy isn't bright red, I want no part of it.
What? What?
What? It's a color contrast thing.
What?
It's a color contrast thing.
are you fucking Japanese macaques? What are we? What do you mean, where you get bright red?
Bright red.
Do you know what?
He hasn't ventured into the land of dark skinned girls yet, dude. We'll get him there.
Bright red vaginas?
Dude, bright red vaginas.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible.
They exist.
In all of my days, I've never seen one that would describe as bright red.
Yeah, me neither. But all right.
Arguably, I've seen a lot. Probably more than most.
Yeah.
Never run across one I would describe as bright red.
Bright red. No, yeah. Maybe, no.
Stop, guys. I'm getting hard. Can we keep talking about the PS5?
All right, so I got it came bundled with that Horizon game, but I had a bunch of games that were luckily like ready to upgrade as soon as I like switched over my account. Like I can play Final Fantasy 7, the remake that they made for it. I played some Miles Morales Spider-Man for a hot grip. The graphics are unreal. Like, I'm still an Xbox guy just because I think it's more user friendly, and that's where my friends are. But graphics,
You don't have friends. Come on, you have to lie for the podcast.
it has it beat in every way when it comes to graphics. Like, no doubt.
How is the
It's shocking.
How's the feedback on the controller working for you? Haptic
It's
feedback?
wild. I didn't expect it to be as good as everyone like hyped it up to be, but it is.
Did you do that playthrough that comes built into the game where you can?
I played 2 zones of Astro's world or whatever.
The only good part about that game is how you can see how much you can develop the controller, because it really, like, there's parts where you can like pull like a gumball machine and there's resistance in the R2 button where it'll get stuck and you have to press it harder so that and then you hear the clink in the controller and you feel it vibrate the way that it's like, god damn.
Yeah, there's mechanics in Horizon Forbidden West that implement the same trigger thing where it like puts some resistance behind it.
Yeah.
But no, it's crazy. It's really good. The first game I'm gonna get is Ratchet and Clank, because I fucking love those old school platformers.
Bro, you are Ratchet though.
I grew up with it, man.
Yeah, it's a great fucking platformer.
Truly.
That's
but
what,
it's $70, dude. Next gen games are wildly expensive.
That's what the Insomniac dudes did after Spyro, is they started the fucking Ratchet and Clank series.
It's so good.
Yeah,
I remember like watching G-Force cheat, and it showed you like how to get infinite money so you could buy the Rhino from Ratchet 1 right away. And it's shit you like that. There's they'll never have cheats like that nowadays. In like today's consoles, like to get the infinite money on Ratchet and Clank 1 on PlayStation 2, you got a rubber band and you tied it around your controller so the stick was pointed like diagonally, and you just left it on all night and while you slept.
You know which one's better though? The fucking Jak and Daxter series.
That's truth.
But they would remake that. They won't remake it. They won't continue.
Well, they finished it with a PSP game that no one played.
Yeah.
It was like it took place like a decade after 3, and they're like eco is low. It's like oil now. Like it was abundant back in the day, but now everyone's running low, and they're looking for it. But it was garbage. It was hot. It was hot
wig is
trash.
itching my dick off. We got it for the clip art. I'm taking this fucker off, dude. I can't do it anymore.
Well, give it to Hansel. Do you want it? No.
Nah, it's itching me real bad.
Man, I'm out here looking cute as shit, bro. But yeah, dude, I'm excited. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I downloaded Days Gone, so I'm gonna see if that's really good or if that's as trash as everyone makes it off.
It's fun. It just gets old.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, it's just the same shit all the time. But the zombies are fucking crazy. Like that's the one where you're the biker the entire time through you ride the motorcycle.
But I think what is gonna win me with that game is the writing, because games that'll like go that extra mile to mocap the character to not just like look like the person voicing them, but to have that voice actor act it out in like a mocap room all suited up, and then like to have a good script. If maybe the gameplay gets old, but I think the story may be able to hold me, but I'm still too early.
So here's something where you'll finally start to notice frame rates where I don't think you've noticed it before. I played the Spyro Reignited trilogy, which is a port from PS4 to PS5. Played it on my buddy's PS5, and the frame rate is so fucking bad. Like, it's not 30 frames. It's like 19 frames a second, to the point to where there's like stuttering as you move around. I'm like, why does it look so good, but the frame rate's so fucked up? Like, like they haven't figured out how to optimize this for consoles the way that they have for PC, because with PC, you can adjust your settings. The idea with PS5 and the new Xbox Series X or whatever is that, like, they only have one system that they're working with, so they already know the max output that they could have for something, so they don't allow people to fuck with it. That you can't crank it up higher than it already is because it won't run, and it's not like you could upgrade your PS5 or your Xbox to make it like run better. So their philosophy is like, why would we allow people to like tweak this? And it's like, well, I mean, you could turn off things like motion blur and then get like a higher frame rate, and then also turn off the graphics because it's not
motion blur is unnecessary.
That's what they need to do that for the PS5, Xbox Series X. Like, do that the way that when you play PC games rather, where you can adjust these settings and like optimize shit to like your play style and whatnot. And they're still sleeping on doing that with consoles, and that kind of bothers me. It's like, it's the age of customization. What are we doing? Let's fucking give people more options, gameplay-wise.
One last thing before we move off this topic. I got PlayStation Plus, and they're doing this new thing for it they're trying to match Xbox's Game Pass, where like for Game Pass you pay like $3 a month and you get access to hundreds of games. You can just stream right away, like off rip. You don't have to pay for anything, and they're trying to compete with that. So I got a list of things I could download right away. Plus, there's the monthly games that come free. And one of them, luckily enough, when I got this PlayStation 5, was Crash 4. Holy shit, dude. Crash games are fun as fuck.
They actually made a new Crash game that works very well.
It's so good.
Within like what Crash was meant to be during the PS1 era, and added new components to it for Crash 4 that made it feel like a new generation game.
It's like but what's cool is like they didn't overdo it at all. Like the menu is simple as fuck, like it always has been.
Yep.
The gameplay is simple. It didn't change. Some of the music is still there. Some of the sound effects, like the when you like hit up the wampas, you know what I mean? Like it's all still there. It's so good.
They were fans of what Naughty Dog was doing back in the day.
Really? They paid attention. Yeah, and like if episode or level 1, if you like spin hit the TV, it turns on from being off. It'll show like the main menu for Crash 1. You hit it again, 2, hit it again, 3, hit it again, and the current one, and then it turns off. But
what's the popcorn like?
Callbacks to episodes from 30 weeks ago.
But dude, no, it's good. It's good. I'm really enjoying it. I'm glad I made the impulse decision.
I'll change the subject to something Lloyd can talk about. So today, Sean's been calling me a lot, like talking on the phone because he works his HVAC job and I don't have a regular job. So I'm on the phone and I ripped the bowl a little bit. And I've been like low energy because I've been sick. So I think the bowl rip like got me a little bit stronger. We were talking about how like he wanted to do more with his life, and he's like, but sometimes I think like. I'm old now, but I'm not. I'm like 30 isn't old, but it is old. And then we got to this conversation that I thought was deep, and I was like, I just ripped the bowl, and I feel like I'm in the middle of a deep conversation. He's like, yeah, Cody, we're so deep right now. We're like, man, I'm 30, but I don't really feel 30. Meanwhile, there's a telescope that's stitching together 1,000 images to the deepest points of space, while quantum physicists are trying to figure out how the universe is made. But yeah, we're so deep right now, man.
This conversation matters.
Yeah.
Like, nope, it doesn't. It never has.
Dude, Sean called me out so hard, and I was like, he's 100,000,000% right. But that's the transition to the Webb telescope images and shit like this.
Like I was genuinely like I legit had a marker in my calendar for like this is supposedly was the day they're projecting all of like the alignment and everything to be done, and like them to actually produce the images.
Oh, dude, is it just a coincidence that they just turned on the CERN thing, and now we've got images of the Big Bang? I don't think that's it. That's what's happening right now. Is the world is already over, and we're living in a Matrix simulation because they turned on the CERN. I'm trying to talk like a more astute version of your cousin.
It's just as deep as the other conversation you were.
That's just everybody that I've been seeing online all the time for nonstop.
Bunch of mouth breathers.
Bunch of mouth breathers. Yeah. Keep going with the Webb thing, though, please.
No, like I was genuinely excited, like to see what they look like. And
you got your NASA shirt on right now. Hell yeah! You didn't even do it on purpose.
He's geared up. He's geared up.
You were subliminally.
Yeah, my brain subconsciously picked this one out of the pile laying by my bed.
You had to look down. I'm glad I had you on camera because when I told you, you were like, "I do."
Yeah, if you'd asked me what shirt, I genuinely have no idea until I looked at. But yeah, I was excited for that, and then I was even more blown away than I was expecting to be. It's fucking madness.
It's beautiful, dude.
Let's show off some pictures. So here is what they call Stefan's Quintet. It's 5 galaxies that have been imaged together by the James Webb Space Telescope, and what we're looking at right here is 1,000 pictures that have been painstakingly put together and recolored to match. My understanding of these telescopes is that they send off a light frequency that matches different chemical compositions, and based on the chemical composition, they can color something based on what they know of that composition. So these colors are done through a computer, but it's very precisely done.
It's
instantaneously.
A little more complex, but yeah, it's.
I bet it's way more complex. But look at this, dude. It's literally 5 galaxies that are fucking touching. Like, we've never had an image like this that wasn't like they've had like blurry, fucked up images of
Yeah, it's been
something like
blobs.
this. Blobs that somebody gets into like a Photoshop program and they do a very good reconstruction of what this probably looks like based on other images that we have. But then you look in the background and this isn't just stars that we're looking at. We're looking at little tiny nebulas and galaxies and fucking like all these different.
We're
like,
actually seeing planets as well.
Yeah, man.
This is-
without the refraction and the spread of the light refraction off of planets. So you'll actually have a more accurate understanding of how many planets are out there versus.
But where's Waldo?
All right.
Keep going.
just fuck all this smart shit, right? It's like, here's something Lloyd will want to talk about, and then Luke's over there like, I'll make him not want to talk about it anymore. No. I was so
Found him.
blown away by how much better it was.
Keep going, please.
I was so much like more impressed by how good it actually is
Can we
compared
get
to what it used to be like.
Can we make this fucking idiot read some stuff real quick about
Yeah.
it so that
I got you.
he shuts the fuck up?
Stephen's Quintet, viewed by the James Webb Space Telescope, the leftmost galaxy, named NGC 7320, is located 40 million light years from the Earth. The four galaxies, NGC 7317, NGC 7318A,
We don't have
NGC
to do that.
7318B, and NGC
God damn
7319
it.
are closer together and are located about 290 million light years away. Credited NASA, ECA.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
Okay.
Anyways.
The five galaxies of Stefan's Quintet, spelled differently there, prominently
They
featured.
actually fucked it up here. It's Stefan's Quintet. It's not
Okay.
Steven's.
So Stefan's Quintet, prominently featured at the beginning of the holiday film It's a Wonderful Life, were seen with new eyes by the James Webb Space Telescope.
Whoa, it's in A Wonderful Life? What the fuck?
I think they showed the old image of the initial one,
Is it not in here, though?
and then I think the Hubble gave them a better image than the other one that they had. But
I think the image originally was right here, but for whatever reason, it's not on our screen.
Located in the northern constellation Pegasus, Stefan's Quintet consists of four galaxies that are tightly bound, cosmically speaking, about 290 million light years away. In a coincidence of cosmic alignment, a foreground galaxy lurks on the left of the image about 40 million light years from Earth.
Ooh, wait. See the full resolution image of Stefan's Quintet.
That's what I'm talking
Let's
about.
go.
Baby girl.
Let's
see
go,
it.
dude.
Let's see it.
Oh, it's taking a fat minute. Dude, this is like, do you remember the old internet? How
Yeah.
you'd have to sit there and wait? It's going line by line. Please, guys, go to YouTube
Dude,
and
we
see
might be
how
able to see aliens.
We have decent internet right now. This image that's loading right now is the full resolution. We're going to zoom in on this bitch, dude.
We
It's
might
gnarly.
see aliens.
Dude, it's going line by line. This is old inkjet printer shit,
with
dude.
thousands of images being overlaid that that are being put into one thing. So it's
God. This
Yeah,
is
it's
magic.
cool, I guess.
the amount of shit that people are gonna learn from the like. Everybody's like, oh, why are we spending money on this? Like, they're
So we can leave the shithole and you want it?
yeah. So you can be here like, why aren't we spending this on an oil pipeline? Like, fucking, ugh.
Shut up. Do you not understand there's bigger fish to fry?
Yeah.
Cosmically speaking, what are you doing?
Could you imagine the chaos though if they don't die? They just get stronger and they just build weaponry and they come back after the
You mean
people that leave
Idiocracy? Yes, we've seen Idiocracy.
Keep reading.
Cleavon Jr. is gonna.
While we wait for the thing to load, with its powerful.
With its powerful infrared vision and extremely high spatial resolution, Webb shows never-before-seen details in this galaxy group. Sparkling clusters of millions of young stars and starburst regions of fresh starbirth grace the image. Sweeping tails of gas, dust, and stars are being pulled from several of the galaxies due to gravitational interactions. Most dramatically, Webb captures huge shockwaves as one of the galaxies, NGC 7318b, as mentioned before, smashes through the cluster.
You tell this man reads Gundam model numbers nonstop, dude, because you crush those.
Dude, I would be
NGC
way
7318B.
more annoying if I remembered the model names by their serial numbers instead of their pilot given names. I'd be way more annoying.
Insufferable, some might say.
Yeah. I might do it now though. The proximity provides RX-78-3 is the serial number for the first gun model. Anyways, the proximity.
Thank God we all know that now. Thank fucking God.
The proximity provides astronomers a ringside seat for witnessing the merging and interactions between galaxies that are so crucial to all of galaxy evolution. Rarely do scientists see in so much detail how interacting galaxies trigger star formation in each other and how the gas in these galaxies is being disturbed. Stefan's Quintet is a fantastic laboratory for studying
Hold
these
on. Quintet.
Quintet.
No, there's no N in tent. There's no tent. It's Quintet.
Quintet.
You got it now.
I'm not going to emphasize that last T. It's a fantastic laboratory for studying these.
We're going to make it French? The Quintet.
These processing fundamental to all galaxies. 2 of the galaxies are in the process of merging.
I didn't know this. Holy shit. What?
This is a very important area to study because it shows the type of interactions that drive the evolution of galaxies, said Giovanna Giardino. That dude made Mewtwo.
Giordano.
That's the mechanism of galaxy.
That was a good
growth.
one that nobody.
Someone will appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciated it. Lloyd can't possibly appreciate it, but I love that.
No, but there was someone who used to be
extracted the DNA of Mew.
one of the producers for the UFC used to be Anthony Giordano.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's why I said Giordano.
Gotcha.
Right, you're gay.
Hold on, you're talking Pokemon, I'm talking cage fighters.
It is the funniest time to call somebody gay. I'll give him that. That's a hilarious time to be like, you're gay. Anyway, shiny Pokemon.
I love you, buddy. This enormous mosaic is Webb's largest image to date, covering about 1/5 of the moon's diameter. The image includes more than 150 million pixels and was constructed from nearly 1,000 separate image files. The mosaic combines data from Webb's U.S. built near-infrared camera and the European mid-infrared instrument, 2 of the observatory's 4 science instruments. NIRCAM's high-resolution imaging capability allowed Webb to see individual stars in the bright core of the foreground galaxy on the left side of said image.
And also, if I'm not mistaken, I think the European Union is about to start production on a new telescope that they're going to put up that's going to conflictingly directionally conflict with how they put up the Webb telescope.
What does that mean?
So you'd have a whole completely spherical 360-degree.
Dude, bring the space race back. Bring it back. I would love that. I wish that.
No one wants to fuck with what we're doing.
God, it sucks. Like, we should fucking be on the same, like.
Well,
I wish the Soviets were, like, trying to get to Mars first. Or, like.
We have been up there first already.
No, I'm saying that I wish there was an enemy for people, like, the way that it was in the 60s, where there was, like, a drive. Where,
right,
like,
but
all
now
the dummies, all the Budweiser NASCAR hat drinking, or the Budweiser drinking NASCAR hat wearing dummies could get behind it the way that they did back in the 70s. And, like, being a space nerd was actually cool. Now it's like the gayest shit possible.
Well, those people are trying to figure out if the Earth is flat or not.
This shit is so cool, and it's like this is like the most unexplored region of the entire.
Dude, did you know they don't even know what most of the bottom of the ocean looks like? Why are we looking at space?
Dude, like 80% of it's like not even discovered yet. So like,
I hate that one more than anything. Like, oh, you know, we can do more than one thing at a time.
Yeah, and the director of Avatar went to the bottom of the deepest part. So hey, calm the fuck down. How about that? How about that?
Also, now it would just be now if it was like the Soviets are like, we're gonna get to Mars first, it would just be some dude and Elon Musk like in a Twitter beef for 6 years.
I know I've talked about this on the podcast before, but there's a documentary where James Cameron goes to break the famous sea explorer Jacques Cousteau went to in a submersible in the 60s, which is the craziest fucking thing of all time. If once you get down past a certain amount of distance,
they didn't even understand air pressure fully when
if the glass breaks. If one tiny piece of glass breaks, it becomes a laser beam that turns everything inside of it into ground beef that it touches. Water turns human beings into ground beef at a certain point. And this guy in the 60s went down to the deepest part of the Marianas Trench that's ever been explored in pure pitch black darkness by himself. And James Cameron decided he was going to do that. They make a documentary about this. And now James Cameron, the guy that made Terminator and Avatar and Titanic, went to the deepest part of the fucking... It's an incredible, insane, beautiful documentary where he's discovered new types of creatures that live on our Earth that we've never seen before. 68% on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm like, you fucking dumb cunts don't understand what's happening right now.
And the whole time people were like, no, I'm gonna fucking down. I'm I'm gonna put a fucking thumbs down, dude.
Yeah.
Why are we waiting so long for Avatar 2?
I had a dude when I first saw it. I was like, "What a beautiful documentary!" I was like, "I wonder what other people how have they not been jizzing in their pants about this?" And it's just everybody shits all over it because it isn't the documentary they thought it was going to be. It wasn't
90%
sci-fi
of
enough.
people-
And I'm like, "What do you fucking want?"
The problem is 90% of people will be like, watch it and then be like, nerd shit.
Yeah. Fucking dumb. Idiocracy is what we're living in right now, and it sucks.
That's what I'm saying. It went from a comedy to a documentary in a
Real fucking
surprisingly
quick.
short period. Like it was
Real
waiting,
quick.
what 2005.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. Pretty sure it came out 2005. But just between then and now, like it went from. Then it was like, look, like if shit goes real wrong, we're gonna be going down this path. And now we're all like,
if our booger eating president keeps eating boogers, this is what's gonna happen.
And now we're all like, oh, we're watching this shit happen.
Should have kept that finger out of dude's mouth.
Like it's so only so far from St. God's Hospital where hospital just like trails off.
Thank God.
It's
That's what it is.
The
in
L's
fucking,
on the ground though.
but,
Yeah.
but that's how it is. Like in the movie, it's St. God's fucking Memorial Hospital.
Yeah.
And the hospital just like trails off the end because they couldn't fit it. So
We're 3 years away from going to court and your own lawyer being like, yeah, and he talks like a fag and stuff, like in the middle of the
You're defending him. Yeah, I don't like him though.
He broke up my apartment.
he's like,
He
yeah,
interrupted out my balls.
and he broke my house, and I object because if he probably can't pay for my house if he has to pay back all the money he stole from the hospital, and you're like.
Oh,
Nah, that
fuck.
can't possibly. And then you just watch some of this shit happening, and you're like, "Oh no, that's
That's Amber Heard's lawyer right there.
like dude. If you see some of the people I deal with, and with like my medical shit, that part where what's his name, Jason?
I know you're talking the doctor.
Statham.
Sup, Scro? What's going on, Scro? I know you're talking about.
I'm gonna fight you.
Please don't fight him, dude. He'll be dust. Your fist will hit him, and he'll just like a video game. They turn into stardust,
I can't even think of dude's name now. I got so fucking irritated.
and it'll smell like cinnamon in the air.
What was so disturbing about the actor from Driver?
I mean, the guy from Crank and Crank 2. I don't know that it wasn't at all who I was talking about, and you knew that, and you just decided to throw it in there. All right,
Jason Biggs?
Yeah, Jason Biggs.
that's it. God damn it.
Anyways, it's like the doctor coming in, just being like, "Yeah, your shit's all retarded."
Yeah, like that.
Smoking a cigar, blowing it in his face.
Nah, screw. Like, I mean, I would just like, you know, like, and that's the advice they give. There's a handful of doctors I've met where I'm like, oh shit, you made it. You made the cut. Like, there's one doctor that came in like, hey, have you ever tried this? And I'm like, you have my file.
You know
have
what I've
all
tried.
of the information. Did you not read any of it?
Yeah.
And he more or less was like, nah, not really. And I'm like, cool, man. Like,
I'm not doing homeopathy care for my spinal damage. Yeah, it's all documented.
but I walked in, the one was just like straight up like, have you ever tried this? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, what about, did they ever send you to a rheumatologist? And I'm like,
oh my
I was
God.
referred to you by the rheumatologist in your network.
Your
You
hands,
ever
your
try
hands are just
yoga? I think yoga's
your
really
hands
good
are
for
forming
people's
like
backs.
your
You're
hands
not
are
far off.
trembling, forming like a choking thing around his neck, and you have to like fight your hands, fucking Doctor Strange style.
I remember he literally asked me questions that I had already answered on the paperwork. Like, you know, when you're in the waiting room and you have to fill out the fucking dumb
Yeah, I go to the doctor. I know what you're talking about.
sheet. You have to fill like, circle on the fucking outline where your pain is. And I'm like, the whole thing, all of it. Like how
Everywhere.
I get back there and he's like, so is it
Your
more-
bones are clicking while you're trying to shade the
Yeah.
whole thing in.
I'm literally like, as I make the circle, it's like like my shoulder and elbow.
That's not
are
the
both
pencil. That's not the
both
pencil lead
popping.
breaking.
Yeah. But I get in the back and he's like, so it says on here like back, you have a lot of back issues. Like, is it anywhere else? And I'm like, I just circled most of the figure on the fucking paperwork that they made me do in the waiting room. Did you not look at that at all? He's like, yeah, we don't really look at that. That's for the nurses and stuff. And I'm like,
It's just like a drawing of the guy with like a Dragon Ball Z Kai aura around him. Like I didn't fill it out. It's just everything hurts. Like, I
The
just
air
filled it
around
all
me
out.
is starting to hurt other people. I'm in so much pain, my aura is hurting people.
like, bro, right now I'm here because I'm pretty sure I bruised my eyelashes. I don't know. But yeah, some of the shit that I've dealt with, especially, I know nurses like to think they're smarter than doctors, and in some cases, sure, maybe. But some of the dumbass nurses I've met along the way, I'm like, I don't think you should be allowed to help people. Like,
Scroll all the way up. Right there. Look at that star. Holy shit.
This is the full resolution image.
That is gorgeous.
Oh my god, dude.
Please, listeners, take a second to go to YouTube and watch this
or
portion.
at least just
or look
Google,
it up.
Yeah.
Or give us a view and a like and a subscribe.
So
but
those
check
are,
this video.
from my understanding, and this is only just the tiny bit I read today, those are direct, the ones like that burst right there.
Yeah.
Those are stars that are in the direct line of where the picture is taken. These other things that are kind of like still nebulous and blobby are, after they get even like the resolution stuff dialed in, some of those will become clear. So we'll know if that's a planet with rings around it, if that is something that's moved, if that's a piece of something that has moved during the time that the
image
infrared was taken to come back and whatever. And also, they think that they're going to be able to spot more rogue planets, which is a concept that if you're not aware of what rogue planets are,
A planet.
Dude, that's all fine and dandy,
Can I
but do you see
theorize?
these two galaxies running a train on the star right now, dude?
yeah.
I
I mean, even the universe has porn.
is a rogue planet a planet that's not held by a gravitational pull?
I like
of,
how you just started deciding what a rogue planet was. You're like, I have no
I said, let me
information.
theorize.
No, I mean, you're not far off.
And so it's just kind of traveling on its own
so-
without like a real rotation or anything.
Right. So a lot of times what happens is that if something's caught too far on the outside of an orbit, like you understand, like since we've known what Pluto is, it's only done like one orbit
Yeah.
around our sun. Like if it's too far on
One
the
of their
outside of the
years
orbit,
is like 900,000 years, right?
but so like if it's not strong enough, if it hits the outside end of an orbit and it no longer has enough gravity to hold it, it just keeps going.
Yeah.
And that could happen anywhere at any time. So, and if there's no reason for us to see it, like if it's not in a direct line of something to refract off of it to let us know it's there, we don't know it's there.
I thought a rogue
That's
planet was
awesome.
just a planet that can control the weather.
That's Storm Planet, you dumb bitch.
Oh, okay. What does rogue do?
Rogue
They
takes
get
powers.
4 times
Okay.
damage for backstab.
Oh, I thought it was a planet. I thought it was a planet
went
where it could
nerd
copy
shit,
That's
guys.
a D&D
I
joke
went
right
nerd
there,
shit.
yeah.
But no, like,
That's a storm planet, you dumb bitch.
see, I
love
thought I
you.
joined your nerd world for
You
a
did,
second.
you did. I
You did.
caught it.
I'm
I
sorry.
caught it.
I just didn't hear you over his better joke.
Oh, it's better because it's your thing. I don't know D&D references.
Don't try to call me a fag because you know more about D&D than me, dude.
Hey, D&D
I will.
rules.
keep
But,
going. Keep
no,
going.
so like there could be one flying directly at us, and with everything we've had in the atmosphere before taking pictures, or in orbit before taking pictures and stuff, if there wasn't something shining directly at it at the moment of the pic, we have no idea it's there. So we could just randomly have a rogue planet smash into our planet.
Wipe us out.
Little Planet X situation.
It could be a bigger body than any of the planets in our solar system, and still have escaped an orbit somewhere.
Dang,
That
dude.
is.
You know how
Can you
like,
imagine how catastrophic that would be?
Well, I mean, you know how much I like a thick planet, though.
Hey.
Dude, I love
Hey.
thick planets. Dude. If it
Dude,
smashes into me and crushes me, dude,
There's-
I'll be a happy planet. at the
Those
end
are
of the
like
day.
He calls planets white girls that have decided they're not going to date black dudes anymore, so they end up dating Cody. He calls those planets.
I have those thoughts like when I'm like filled with anxiety on trips. Like, yeah, just a space rock could just literally come out of nowhere at any point and demolish us.
You understand how my brain hyper focuses on things, right?
Yeah.
I had like a month where I'm like,
I love how you were just like, you understand how my brain works, right? And every time that I try to understand how your brain works, you're like, that's not how my brain works, and you'll
I've
never
explained
understand
what
it.
hyper focus is. Jesus fucking Christ. Sorry, I hurt your feelings one time because you thought you understood a thing, but we all understand what hyper focus is, right? So yeah, when I was first reading about that shit, all of a sudden it was, I need to know every goddamn thing in the world about what do we know about rogue planets, and it's like, surprisingly little, and I'm like, Well, that's upsetting. We're for sure about to all die from a rogue planet. Nah, we're not. We're fine. I mean, come on. They got to hit an area this big and a fucking potential area of scopes this big. Well, mathematically, what would that be? Don't make yourself start doing calculus again. You got to...
They'd be so terrified.
I love that everybody's terrified about dumb shit that's happening in our fake created world. Like, our economy's collapsing. I'm like, the economy isn't real. We made money up. Money isn't a thing that happens.
Right, yeah.
Well, look at these pictures. Look at these pictures. Now talk to me about the economy. What the fuck are you saying to me about money and gold standards and fucking oil? None of it means anything. And that is a picture from billions of years ago. That's what we're looking at. We're looking at billions of years ago in a picture right now, and you're talking to me about how there's a recession coming. Shut the fuck up. Like,
but this is the kind of shit my brain gets stuck on, where you guys are like, well, why don't you want to argue about the new fucking Obi-Wan series and say what you hate about it? And I'm like, because I can't do that.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Halley's Comet blowing us to smithereens in 18 years.
Yeah, or like, you know, or I can't make that, so I don't know how to comment on
Halley's
what I
Comet
don't like
to blow
about
us, dude.
Yeah.
What? I'm sorry?
Put your Haley Williams wig back on. You don't get to say Haley while not wearing the wig.
Lloyd said the best line. I'm going to reuse it right now. But when I put that orange wig on, he was like, you look like... they did a couple back and forths on what I looked like. But Lloyd nailed it. He was like, you look like you run Paramore's fan club.
I look like a coked up twink at a nightclub.
No, you look like somebody's grandma who decided they're going to be cool. Because their grandpa died. Like the grandpa died and was pretty happy about leaving.
She's gonna get a foot tattoo and some fucking blue hair.
Those old people are always the absolute best.
She just wears the wig because her hair's just not there anymore.
Yeah.
You're
like all the life left your body and went to your head.
Yeah, she gets the boob job and wears that wig and is like, "Let's go to the beach, granddaughter." And she's like, "What the fuck?
Your face is too wrinkly to have them smooth titties, Grandma."
Luke said those people rule. They do until they try to fuck you, and I've had that happen so many times. Because I go to drink it.
But did you do it for the one time? You gotta do it for the one time for the story. I fucked the flame-haired grandma.
You know he did it for the 8th time.
For the one time? What do you mean? I almost settled down. I almost created a new family in Wisconsin with one of these bitches.
Ew.
I have a feeling that is not nearly as close to a joke as most people think it was.
Oh, we're joking?
Oh, was it that old lady with the trail mix?
Wait, what are you talking about right now?
There was a couple times you brought that old lady to recordings, and she
was not old.
She was old, and she brought trail mix, bro. You bring trail mix, you're old.
Okay, now
you're old if you bring trail mix.
Right now, she's younger than Lloyd. Right now, by 2 years.
But in here, 30 years older.
Those titties.
She brought trail mix in a Tupperware, dog. She's got 60-year-old mentality.
Yeah, but those titties look like she was fucking, 25.
looked like she was training in the hyperbolic time chamber with gravity set up to 50.
No, she sagging. No, they weren't sagging. She had some fucking hit you in the face and knock you out titties, and
I barely remember her. I just remember she was old.
She had the biggest tits I've ever seen in person that weren't fake. I was like, this is wild.
I've seen some catastrophic melons.
Yeah, they were great too. Yeah, little tiny nipples on them and everything. I was like, why is this working out so great?
You kind of want a proportionate nip
as opposed to
what?
Man, I hope my girlfriend doesn't listen to my podcast.
Why does she have like?
She gonna be so mad. No, she's got good tits.
Giant dinner plate nipples.
Nah, my girl has good tits. No, she has good nipples. There's an ex of mine that had some dinner plate nipples.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah, it's real rough. It's not good.
It's rough.
Rough.
Throw out the plate, get a new China set.
If you want to hear what girl we're talking about, go to patreon.com/thebastardsermon, and I'll reveal all the people for $5 a month that I should be talking about. First and last name and
we still got more topics for Patreon.
Yes, and Instagram that you can check out. For $5 a month, it doesn't just unlock our bonus episodes for the week. You also get the free episode a day early, so on Saturday instead of Sunday. Full videos for the Patreon episodes as well. Full video early for the free episode. We also have Bastard LLCs, which is our movie companion podcast. We just did 13th Warrior. That was great. We just did Terror on the Prairie. That was fucking great. Nick Glavin and fucking Blake Hammond killed both those episodes. Now we've got a dope upcoming episode with the host of the Chameleon Open Mic, John Holmes. He's going to be doing, I think, Apocalypse Now. It's not locked in stone, but I'm pretty sure we're going to be doing that. I'm stoked about it. I can't wait to record that. Be on the lookout for that shit. And Huckers Fuckers. I think we have an episode that we recorded. I haven't listened back to it yet. I might have been too fucked up for me to want to release it. I think we were okay though. I think it was okay. We might put that one out. So be on the lookout for that. Me, Lloyd, and Breezy were pretty drunk. I'll listen back to it. If it's bad, I won't put it out. But if it's not that bad, you might get to hear that. You'll get to hear like a really drunken, fucked up moment which I think will be good for the listeners. All right, keep going with the reads.
We are sponsored by Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop. You guys know this by now.
Dude.
And if anyone on this podcast is fucking around at Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop, you know it's your boy. I was just recently talking to a fan about CBD and Delta products because he had tons of questions. And if you guys don't know, Delta 8 is the most potent out of Delta 8, 9, and 10.
Potent.
And you should fuck around and look at what you're trying to find. You know, there's different degrees, whether you're trying to get sleepy time, maybe you're trying to, you know, feel good post work. There's a whole bunch of different ways you can fuck around with Delta 8 or 9, 10. And Scarlet Vape and Smoking Shop luckily provides all the apparatus.
Smoking shop?
Yeah. So
can you put it in your ass? Is that a possibility?
so you can get all the apparatuses you need to smoke said Delta products at Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop.
What if I want to boof crate them though?
Well, then you boof crate them. That's not. I don't even know what kind of question.
Why is that attached to our sponsors, Cody?
So, please stop that. And so if you want
wait, they didn't pay us this month. Hold on, I gotta get them on the horn.
So we got
oh no.
Mid read. So we've got water bongs. We've got pipes. We've got cones. We've got papers. They've got them all for rolling up your needs, whether it be tobacco, Delta products, or maybe some sweetie. But you can find Scarlet Vape.
That was great. Nailed it. Do it again,
at one
please.
of two locations. You can find Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop at 937 Monmouth Street, Newport, Kentucky 41071, and the other one at 11424 Montgomery Road, Cincinnati, Ohio 45249. Hit them up and let them know that you're a bastard at checkout to get 15% off your order.
Also, check out banginsnacks.net. Another sponsor of ours. They send us wonderful snacks they curate from all over the world. Stuff you normally can't find around here for fantastic prices. We have actually checked and looked and compared, and they're way better than most places you can find these things. If you can even find a lot of these things. There's some of them I have not been able to find other than from banginsnacks.net.
That's facts.
And those guys are great. They send us fun snacks to try on the podcast. And go check it out. You can get baked squid, baked pork rib, all kinds of stuff that you would not think are as awesome. But it's great. A friend of mine just tried out the cucumber chips and was like, I'm keeping these. And I'm like, by all means, go ahead. But yeah, we've tried a bunch of stuff. Most of the stuff we've liked. There's been, you know, an overwhelming amount of stuff on there that's been way better than expected.
Yeah, one of my favorites still is the Kit Kat Gold. It's a caramel infused Kit Kat. The shit was banging.
And then what was the floral Skittle?
The floral Skittles, yeah. Those
were
gummies
surprisingly
were wild.
good.
Yeah, deceptively good.
Like I was expecting not to like them at all, and me and Luke were like fighting over the remnants of the bag by the end of the time. Like
it's so good.
There's a whole bunch of drinks on there and stuff, and they add stuff constantly. Like every time I go there, there's new stuff they've put on.
Yeah.
And you know the reach keeps growing further and further as to what kind of stuff they find for you. So check out banginsnacks.net if you add the promo code bastard or bastards because they're comprehensive. You can save 15% off your order of the already amazing prices. Banginsnacks.net.
Make sure you go and check out Bobby Bronson at BG Bronson on Instagram or at The Decorated Body. His tattoo shop down in the historic Pendleton district of OTR is The Decorated Body, and he hosts a bunch of phenomenal artists that are doing great tattoo work. They're so fucking awesome and so popular that they have their books closed for most of the year, so you want to follow them if you want to get a sick-ass fucking anime tattoo or some dope-ass other shit that you see from some of their other artists that they're doing on the Instagram page. Make sure you go and follow it. Make sure you go down there and check out that shop. It's a local business by a really good dude. If you've ever heard those episodes, he's a solid fucking guy.
He's really fucking cute.
Yeah, hot as fuck, dude. I would fuck Bobby's mouth.
It's the sexiest bowling ball I've ever seen.
Bobby's not only fuckable, but also very talented. He does tattoo giveaways on his Instagram, so make sure you go and follow him so that you might get an opportunity to get inside of his books and, hey, potentially his pants. And he swings both ways, so that door fellas, ladies, that door swings both ways. If
And they
you've
have
ever wanted
dope-ass guest artists.
Yeah,
Truth.
they just had Brendan come down from not just now, but Brendan was the guy they introduced me to at Chameleon that I pulled my dick out in front of on the behest at the behest of Bobby, and they actually didn't make fun of how little my dick was, which I was disappointed by, but. Regardless, he still makes good art, even if he's not funny enough to make fun of my little dick. Yeah, even if he can't oblige my shame boner,
Normalize
he's still a good
small
artist.
weenies.
He's out of Brooklyn. I forget his name. I followed him on Instagram, but he's fucking solid. But he's always got dope artists that are coming through that shop, doing guest spots there, helping the local community out, supporting local people. So go fucking support him. He supports us, and he's a fucking solid character. Dark Mountain Cult by Patrick Sada. That's the former host of the Bastard Sermon. He runs at Dark Mountain Cult on Instagram or at Etsy. At Etsy? Yeah, that's the right way to describe that, Cody. We should do these ahead of time, like Luke's been telling me for years now. But every single time I do these fucking reads, I fuck them up or somebody fucks them up and they sound bad, and we should just fucking plug it in the end. But that would be more editing work for me, so this is way easier. Instead of doing that, we're going to do it this way. Dark Mountain Cult. Patrick Sada does great pop culture art that works well on a mood mat, which is like a coaster for your bong, as well as these like new coins that he's producing with like Halo shit on them. They look really cool. Go and fucking check it out. Fuck You Like the Bengals is a podcast that Alex Schubert and Lloyd Johnson hosts. It's a roast podcast. They roast the opposing teams, the Bengals. Lloyd, you could tell us more about that, couldn't you?
I suppose I could, but first I want to say that he looks like Bluma Thurman.
Thank you. That was great.
It's been in my head the whole time, and I'm like, it's too stupid to say it out loud, but
I like it.
Yeah,
on
black shirt.
It would have been funnier if you waited for him to say something stupid and he said, okay, Bluma Thurman.
I was going to, and then I halfway through I bailed on it, and then at the end, as he's fucking with the wig, I'm like, no, I gotta say it.
We had a whole nother Patreon.
I know, but
nobody's listening to that.
yeah, I know. No one's
What's
listening to this shit either.
What's fuck you about?
We roast whatever team the Bengals are gonna play. We'll just go through the roster, pick apart people, what they look like, dumb shit about them. And then the rest of it's us talking comedy, life, whatever. It's just it's fun for even if you're not a big sports fan, but if you are a football person, it helps a lot to get some of the deeper jokes. But
Also,
yeah.
Alex Schubert, if you're listening, I'm sorry that I said that if you looked up retard strength in the dictionary, there'd be a picture of you next to that. I understand how that's a bad joke now, and I apologize. Keep going.
yeah,
It was funny to witness, though.
Don't bury me or anything. Yeah, check out Fuck You Like the Bengals.
At least Alex followed it up funny. He was like, Cody, you ever think about doing comedy? I was like, never. And he was like, good. I got a laugh. I was like, thank God. He saved it. All right, that's the podcast. Patreon for the rest of it. I love you guys. Goodbye.
Peace.